Hey everyone, you're watching LA Bass Licks. I'm Jayme Lewis, and today I'm going to show you how to do a really cool sweep arpeggio chord progression that's going to modulate, and it's going to use 4-string and 3-string sweeps in multiple inversions. So I guess the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to demonstrate it for you, let you hear what it sounds like, and then I'll break it apart and show you what I'm doing. Before I do that, I just want to tell you I've got a couple of effects pedals that I've got stomped on. I'll explain what they are and why I'm using them in just a second. But for now, I'll just demonstrate it for you. So check this out. Here's what it sounds like. I'll do it in slow motion first. I'll go ahead and I'll play the same exact thing now, a little bit faster. Let's see how smooth and how quick I can get it. It's about as close as I can get that. I'm still working on it myself, but I wanted to show you and kind of get you going on it. There's a PDF file included with this lesson, so make sure you download that first. I'm going to go ahead and explain what I'm using and why. Effects pedals, I'm hitting an overdrive. This is a Exotic Effects bass BB preamp, and you can probably hardly notice it. Here's dry. I don't know. It gives it a little bit of hair, and it helps level out the tone. The next thing I'm doing, or I guess what I'm hitting first is a compressor and then the overdrive. And compression is kind of helping pull my signal together a little bit. It's just kind of easier for me to execute these sweeps when I'm squashing it down. The next thing I'm doing is I'm hitting a fuzz pedal. This is an FEA Labs Photon Fuzz. Super cool pedal. It's adding a lot of noise, as you can tell from the amp. And then I'm hitting a bass envelope filter. This is the Bass Envelope Filter Pro by Source Audio. And I don't know, it just kind of gives it like a really neat sort of Muse quality, I guess. I don't know. But I can go ahead and leave all those off while I talk about what's going on. So if you haven't seen the other videos I've done yet on 4-string sweeps and 3-string sweeps and sweeping through inversions, then you definitely need to check those out before you kind of jump in with this video, because it might be a little much for you. But I'll just go ahead, I'll break it apart, I'll do it in slow motion, and I'll kind of explain what I'm doing and how I'm executing it. So it's starting off in the key of A minor, and it's modulating to the key of F. And some point there's a pivot chord. I think it's the B flat major. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But anyways, starting in an A minor, I'm just doing... So just an A minor 2-octave arpeggio. Then it's going into a D minor over A. Right, so back to back, those are A minor, D minor over A. Now, instead of coming back to this D, I hit my 10th fret D, and the reason why is because I'm about to go into a B flat major chord, right? And so I wanted to use this fingering pattern for it rather than. You can see how uncomfortable that looks. So from the B flat major, I'm going into C sharp diminished 7. This is a fully diminished chord. So, and the same thing, I'm changing the fingering on the way back down because of what the next chord is doing. So I'm using this E instead of this E. I don't know if you watch that again in slow motion, you'll see. I put my 4th finger here, my 3rd finger, and then I pull off into that string. Instead of going back the way that I came. because the next passage is going to go like this. That's a D minor over F to a B flat major to a C over E to an F over A. And that part right there is kind of hard to do because you have to, from here, use your pinky to bar both of these, the F and the C, and then pull off into the A. So a bit tricky to get the pinky and the ring finger to play nice with each other. So that section again, D minor over F, B flat, C over E, F over A. Then we've got G minor over B flat, and that's just moving up the triad arpeggio. A G7 over B. Right, we're gonna land on that F. This part's just basically just playing over C. C7, I guess, because there's a B flat there. And then we're just going to rock some sort of F turnaround. Pretty simple. Well, I mean, it's not easy to execute. And I'll go ahead, I'll be the first to say this. I mean, I'm not proficient enough to play sweeps, in my opinion. I've got a long way to go. And so the reason why I created this exercise is because I got tired of just doing like, then, you know, just like running arpeggios up and down. It's like, how do you use them? How can we actually incorporate these into songs and into solos and stuff? And because typically songs don't move statically from chord to chord, it moves to one that makes sense, or it modulates to one that works with the previous chord. So I don't know. It just kind of, I started messing around with the arpeggios, creating different sounds, and use chromaticism to help move it to a new key, kind of keep it interesting. And I ended up with the exercise that you just heard. So go ahead, download the PDF file lesson for this. Take it slow. Practice to a metronome, and before you start kicking on effects, okay, again, I just thought it sounded cool with all those different sounds, practice dry. If you're going to use anything, use a little bit of compression, but not too much, because the more effects you use, the more it can, well, you probably noticed it when I played it, it can cover up some of your mistakes. You know what I mean? So certain notes that would have been very noticeably choked out, you know, were defeated by the fuzz pedal and the wow filter, you know? So definitely practice them dry, practice them to a metronome. I'm doing them as triplets. Just trying to stay nice and even. And most of all, try to keep your hands close to the instrument and try not to lift up too far. I found that as I was practicing this, that was one thing I was doing, is I was trying to speed up as my hands were like flying all over the place. And in order to execute these, you got to stay really close to the strings. Also, lower your action a little bit if you're getting really tired in your fingers and in your hands. If you're squeezing too hard, just means your action may be too high on your bass to execute these. So remember, download the PDF file, have fun with these, and we'll catch you guys in the next lesson, all right?